Happy Valentine's Day, Epic 7. I know today I promised a video of several different priest fights, but I had a few requests in DM asking for help fighting the Banshee. So I thought I would come up with a good Banshee team for you guys to use, and I think you'll like it. Real quick to recap, here's a map of floor number 4 and a map of floor number 4 with our pathing instructions on it. These maps, as well as all the prior floor maps, will be linked in the video description for your convenience. Now, we still haven't killed the priest yet, but I expect he will be down at some point in time today. When I left off yesterday, I was doing some looting and some normal monster fights, but the priest is all the way on the far side of the map. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of treasure and make my way across. Now, I got that huge EXP boost for using objects, so these books are worth a lot. I got 1400 experience using that book, and it pushed me up a level. Now, I'm going to skip these chests because there's one other book all the way over on the other side. I'll get the chests when I come back, but I want to make sure I still have uses. I've got 2 uses left on my huge EXP booster from using objects. I'll use this relic, hopefully get a good one. Fantastic. I got the Soul Weaver Sacred Charm. That should max out my Soul Weavers. So, we'll go ahead and grab this. I got 2 items I can replace, so easy peasy. Oops, went the wrong way. That monster is blocking the path. I can't really go around him. So I've got to go down and around this rock. I have to go around this monster too. I hope I have enough provisions to get there. I'll pick up this chest on the way back. I want to make sure that I still have that charm to use that book right there. And perfect. I've got enough to use the book. And still have enough provisions to fight the boss. I actually have 1 use left on the ring, so I'll get another EXP boost when I use the chest tomorrow. So we're going to level up my units. You see it says level 14, now it says max. You can't go above level 15, not with statues, not with scrolls, not with anything. Level 15 is the highest level you can attain, and I've got level 15 warriors and priests now, so that's going to make this fight extra good. Now, this fight will still give you an incredibly high score. You don't have to be max warriors, max soul weavers to pull this off. You just do if you want to get as good of a score as I got. So the problem with the Banshee, she goes faster and faster and faster and keeps giving herself a barrier. So we're going to combat this with high damage unit and a lot of CR pushing. We'll use Amelia for her 50% CR push and attack buff, Doris for her CR push, and we'll use Green Lots for his 100% CR push, and we'll use Commander Lorena for our damage dealer. Got her on a rage set, which really isn't necessary because there's not a lot of debuffs in this. The pen set is nice. I put Doris on a healing artifact, Lots on a healing artifact, and Amelia on a healing artifact. That will help keep everybody healthy in this fight. This is not a fast fight. In fact, this is a crazy slow fight. I'll speed it up here in just a minute, but I think the whole thing took darn near 30 minutes. So I'm going to push Camilla or Lorena up, not because she wasn't going to get a turn, but because I wanted her to have the attack buff. We'll jump straight into her S3, more for building souls than anything else. It'll regenerate by the time I've got a soulburn ready. 100k damage from that single hit without debuffs on the boss. Now, Lots' S1 has an attack break, and Doris' S1 has a blind on it, so you can get debuffs. You aren't going to get defense breaks, but at least you will be able to debuff so that the rage set will proc here and there. Now, in this case, I can either S2 for shields, or I can S1 to blind, or I can S3 to push Lorena up. I opted for the defense. Now, every 2 turns that the Banshee takes, she puts up a shield. and then when the shield is over, she does extra damage to your units. You will get to a point where you can't break the shield, and you only get to do 1, maybe 2 hits in between the Banshee putting up the shield. Every time you hit the Banshee goes faster, gets scaling speed boosts. You'll see there it'll say attack and speed increased by a certain percentage. I got it up to attack and speed increased times 99 and was still functional with this team. The healing, the barriers, the double raises, it's too much for the Banshee to keep up with. As long as your warriors and weavers are high enough level that they can tank the damage, you should be fine. So the Banshee's getting ready to use her ultimate. Now, a lot of the tech of this fight is managing your pushes. Here I could have pushed Lorena, but instead I used the S1 to get an attack break on the Banshee, and now I can use Doris to push up Lorena. And now I've got enough souls to soul burn her. Oh, darn, her S3's not ready. But still, it was an attack break into a debuff, so I maximize the damage from that hit. Go ahead and cycle Lorena, so her S3 will be ready next time. The blind and the attack down also really helps with survivability in this fight. Now, early on, you can break the barrier. The Banshee is slow enough, the pushes aren't that big of a deal. You can soul burn Lorena's S3 into her S1. And now the barrier's down and you can start doing damage again. You will hit a point where you can't do that anymore. The Banshee just moves too quickly, you'll never break the barrier in time, you don't even try. So you treat the barrier phase as just a hunker down and weather the storm. You run all of your defensive buffs, you use your S3 on Lots, you use your S3 on Amelia, Doris uses her S2 or she does her S1 to try to blind to reduce damage. You just take the hits, and as soon as the barrier drops naturally, then you go in and start doing some damage in between. I'll skip ahead a little bit just to give you an idea. So we're racking up the score pretty quick. We're already over 1,000,000 points. We're still to the point where the Banshee's moving slow enough I'm able to power through the barrier, but right around 2,000,000 points I can't break the barrier in time anymore. The Banshee just moves so quickly that the barrier is still up. Whether or not I break it, whether or not I soul burn, it's just a waste of resources to try to break it. So I just hunker down and weather the storm, and it works out fine. The triple Soul Weaver combination is enough to keep Lorena healthy. You have to be pretty unlucky or really plan your rotation poorly for your for Lorena to die on this. So we'll slow it down here a little bit to show what I mean. So see on that hit, if you paused it or look carefully, you see the Banshee is already at times 99, and the Banshee nearly cut 70% of the CR bar in that one turn. I do one attack and she cuts almost everybody else. I try to CR push Lorena. I barely get through, but I can soul burn and do some damage. Now the Banshee throws up a barrier. I got the blind up, so that can help. Lots of misses. The Banshee is 25% down the CR bar. I do one hit. The Banshee is 80% down the CR bar. I do one hit. The Banshee takes a turn. You can see there's no chance to break the barrier. I just have to take this accelerated damage hit. So I'm going to push Amelia up, and then Amelia can attack buff Lorena. And now Lorena can get an attack buffed hit off. Doris can push up Lorena, and Lorena can soul burn her S3 into her S1. Even, I can't soul burn, I don't have the souls, but I can still get an attack buffed S3 off, and that's a cool 180k damage. I'll speed the fight back up again because the Banshee still isn't moving at top speed. I really like this team for its stability. Maybe there's a better one out there, I don't know. I've heard a lot of people cheesing this fight with Apocalypse Ravi and Edward. There may be some magic there, but even though this is slow, it was extremely stable for me. At no point in time was I anywhere near failing this fight. The triple Soul Weaver combination, especially the defensive nature of the Soul Weavers and the damage reduction of Doris, really kept things flying. So here we are at a little over 10 million. I'm unable to break the barrier, so I take the big hit. Push up Lorena, get the S3. There's no reason for me to push here. I'm just going to S1 for the heals. Banshee cuts. Barrier's up. Banshee's at 20%. I'll try to blind. Get the blind. Banshee's at 70%. Attack break. Got the attack break. Banshee can't do any damage. That attack can put an attack break on Lorena, but just about everybody who does something cleanses Lorena. So there's one hit. Okay, so check it. I can push Doris, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I could have just pushed Commander Lorena, but I pushed Lots, and then Lots pushed Lorena. That gave me the souls that I needed if I had a burn ready, but I didn't have a burn ready. 49k health left on the Banshee. One more rotation should do it. So again, we'll tank up. We'll get our barriers and healing up.
I'll try my best.
We'll go for another heal with a raise buff on everybody.
I will continue my training.
You just waste an attack.
I will no longer hide.
Debuff to trigger rage set. Push Lorena up.
My spear will protect everyone.
Just for a little extra style, we'll soulburn this. 272k damage. If you can get an attack buffed soulburn off into a debuff, you can do almost 400k in one hit. But there you go. 100% team for the Banshee. So, even if you don't full clear it, 2 people running this team should easily clear the Banshee boss. Tomorrow I grab the guild chest, the scroll, do my last little bit of looting, and then I park myself in front of the priest to run priest killing teams till the end of the event. I hope this helps you fight the Banshee, and if you've got any questions about this fight, ask them in the comments section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great one, everybody.